Hi, I'm Marius, and today I'm going to tell you about the time I became an astronaut. Yes, Marius the astronaut. And this wasn't just any mission. No. It was a very dangerous and very important test flight mission to pilot a brand new experimental shuttle in outer space. It all started when I built my very own NASA Space Center right in the middle of the living room. I used my toys, a cardboard box, and, a few other unauthorized objects I may have borrowed from around the house. I appointed Cosette as Mission Control Engineer Specialist 2. She didn't exactly agree to this title, but she was already wearing the blue and pink pajamas, which totally looked like a NASA jumpsuit. After some Marius-approved modifications, of course. Oh yes, she was technically chewing on the Frontier at the time, and yes, it was supposed to be attached to the toy rocket on the cardboard launch pad. But I decided not to push my luck. One wrong move and she'd bring the whole mission down. Cosette, stop chewing my spaceship and help me prep for launch. Now, I was the brave astronaut, and Cosette, she was the top engineer who helped design my amazing pretend spaceship, the SS Frontier. Cosette looked at me with her head slightly tilted. You know, the way she does when she's either confused or planning something mischievous. That's when we heard it, a voice from great beyond, aka the hallway. You too, time for bed, please. What? I was just about to launch into space. But I knew this battle couldn't be won, so I sighed, curled up on my bed with my toy rocket under my paw. We both fell asleep, very soundly. And that's when the real mission began. The dream began like all great missions do, with a briefing. I was walking down a sleek hallway inside NASA headquarters, my paws echoing on the tile, heading toward a very important meeting. I was dressed in my official and very flattering NASA jumpsuit. I looked amazing, obviously. Waiting in the room ahead was the lead spacecraft engineer, none other than Cosette. She had somehow earned the title of Mission Control Director and now wore a very serious face as she handed me the mission control details. Commander Marius, you'll be plotting our newest shuttle prototype, the SS Frontier. Just a few things before takeoff. The engine thrust has not been fully tested for long durations. If you push full throttle too long, it may overheat. Only use full throttle in short bursts. Got it? Oh, and the fuel will drain very quickly at high speeds. Be sure to watch your fuel gauge carefully, Commander. I also added a newly programmed abort button. Press it in an emergency, and it'll bring you right back to Earth. That's it. I'll be in mission control. Safe flight, Commander. The next morning sunrise, I stood at the end of the launch ramp, staring up at the massive SS Frontier. It was beautiful. 3 towering rockets, gleaming hull, fully fueled, waiting just for me. I clambered aboard. Toggles flipped, systems online, displays fully lit up. Then I pressed my paw to the communicator. Mission Control, this is Pup 1. Are we ready for takeoff? Over. This is Mission Control. You are go for launch, Pup 1. We're all rooting for you down here. I recognized that voice. It sounded an awful lot like my dad, the wise old Cavalier from all my dreams. I smiled. Here we go. I pressed the launch button. Kaboom! The rocket engines ignited in a roar of fire and smoke. The G-forces pushed me back in my seat as Frontier blasted into the sky. Clouds vanished. Blue turned black. I was weightless. Then, Mission Control. This is Pup 1. I've achieved low Earth orbit. Mission Control, cheers all around down here. Nice work, Pup 1. Fuel status? Looking good, holding at 80%. I grinned. Now the real fun could begin. Mission Control, you are go for test acceleration, Pup 1. All systems green. Cosette says not to enjoy yourself too much. Roger that. Zoomies engaged. Engines roar to life. I zipped past satellites. I zoomed past the International Space Station. I even did a corkscrew just to show off. The SS Frontier flew like a dream. I was having the time of my life. So much fun, in fact. But I forgot one tiny little thing. Don't use the full throttle for too long. Everything was going perfectly. The shuttle was flying like a dream, zooming through space, pulling barrel rolls past satellites. I waved at the International Space Station. I even tried to race a comet. 1010 would not recommend. That's when I saw the readout. Engine temperature, red zone. Oh, right. The thing Cosette told me about, not pushing the throttle too long. I may have forgotten. Mission control? Hi, yes. I kind of ran into a problem up here. Mission control. Cosette's voice, suddenly alert. What kind of problem? Well, the engine temperature is a bit toasty. Also, I'm rapidly losing fuel. Possibly leaking. Possibly a lot. What did you do to my ship, Commander? My apologies, Commander. Is everything all right? I glanced at my screen. Fuel 20%. Engine status unstable. Warning. Abort system error. Oh no. Mission control? I think things just got worse. Cosette, she didn't even respond. There was only a long, silent pause. That's when I knew I was in real trouble. I pulled the throttle back to 0, cut the engines, and stared out the window. Nothing but stars. And somewhere behind me, Earth, home. Okay, Marius. Don't panic. Work the problem. Be the solution. You've got this. Okay, deep breath. Mission control. I'm shutting down the engine to conserve what little fuel I have left. I'm going to attempt an EVA to inspect for damage. Mission control. Copy that, Pup 1. Tether up. Be careful out there. I grabbed my toolkit, secured the tether, and stepped into the airlock. The outer hatch opened. Stars surrounded me in total silence. For a second, I forgot everything. The danger, the fuel, even Cosette yelling. It was beautiful. And that's when I saw it. A giant hole in the side of the shuttle. Fuel leaking like a busted juice box. Well, that's a problem. Let's bring it home. There was nothing I could do about the giant hole in the shuttle. No duct tape, no chew toy stuffing, no hope of patching it mid-flight. I floated back inside and sealed the airlock. Fuel 12%, engine redline, abort system failure. My screen was flashing every warning sign possible, like a Christmas tree in doom. Mission control? I'm firing the engines now for re-entry. Wish me luck. I braced myself, pressed the ignition. The shuttle roared to life. The shuttle tilted forward towards Earth. I dumped the remaining fuel to avoid blowing up on re-entry. Thanks, Cosette, for that tip. The flames lit up the viewports. The hull shook violently. Everything was red. The ship began to scream. Suddenly, silence. All power gone. Display dark. Nothing but a dead glide. Mission control. Pup 1, telemetry lost. Respond. Mountains, forests, trees, no runways. And I was dropping fast. I angled the shuttle into a controlled belly dive. Branches snapped, metal screamed. The tail tore off like paper mache. Then, boom, crash, slide. Silence. I'm down. No fuel, no power, but I'm down. I sat there in the cockpit, heart pounding, ears ringing, alive. I looked around at the wreckage. The entire shuttle was destroyed. Parts scattered for miles throughout the forest. No food, no water, no idea where I was. Okay, survival mode. Let's do this. I took off the bulky spacesuit and grabbed my emergency pack. Inside, 1 pouch of water, first aid kit, a book called Surviving Planet Earth for Pups, matches. Perfect. I gathered wood and made a campfire. As the sun dipped behind the trees, stars filled the sky. The Milky Way stretched above me like a river of glitter. It was quiet, peaceful, kind of beautiful. Just when I started to doze off, I heard it. A helicopter. I jumped up. Hey, I'm here. I waved my paws. I spun in circles. I did zoomies. Over here, I'm alive. The spotlight swept across the wreckage. It looked at me. Blinking, blazing, blinking. I squinted, waving harder. It's me! It's me! It jolted me awake. The sun was shining directly on my face. Then I looked up. My NASA cardboard space center was in ruins. The SS Frontier, shredded. The launch pad, flattened. Tools and toys everywhere. And standing proudly in the middle of it all was Cosette. Tail waggling, mouth full of crumpled construction paper, head slightly tilted like, "Oh, did you want to play too?" I sighed, then smiled. You know what? That ship just got me home safe. She built it, and I flew it. I stood up, stretched, grinned. "Okay, Cosette, watch out. I'm gonna get you." And then I tackled her. Zoomies were fully engaged until the next adventure.